Okay, so we're gonna get started. I chose pink today, or you guys chose pink. I believe it's because Wednesdays we wear pink. That's what I'm gonna assume. But my music, I feel like, is just a tad loud. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the floor in our bridges. So go ahead and lay all the way down. Plant those feet. I'm gonna start my timer. Hands go down to the floor, and I want you to exhale and tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in, squeeze the glutes, drive through those heels, lifting up and down. Just simple bridges to warm up the glutes. And as you bridge, try not to press your chest forward. I want you to knit the rib cage together, really pull the belly button to the spine. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. I like to go off my hip points and my knees align with those hip points, toes point forward. Good, just nice and easy right here. We're about halfway done with it. Oh yes, Bala burn, nice. Oh, hello Janice. There's no side planks today. So you're exhaling as you bridge it up. Inhale as you bring it. There we go. Oh, I saw those legs come through. We're gonna 2, 1, just hold, squeeze those glutes together like you're cracking that walnut. Tip that pubic bone towards your breastbone so you're feeling that long in that tailbone. And I just want you to pulse that booty down an inch, up an inch. Just a tiny little pulse here. Squeezing up from those glutes. Whew, knit that rib cage together. We're almost done with this one. We're gonna roll over onto our right side. We're gonna do some clams in 3, 2, 1. So roll over onto your right side, and I want you to stack your knees, stack your feet. You're gonna glue your feet together and lay down on your bicep. So we're gonna lay down in that nice neutral spine, pulling that core in. With those feet stacked, I want you to focus on that left glute, opening the knee and then closing it. Now, I like to take my left hand and place it on my tailbone so I can feel if my hips are rocking. So you can place it there. Feel if those hips are rocking. You can just hold the hip. You can bring it down to the floor for extra stability. But you're drawing that belly button in towards the spine as if your back is pressed up against a wall. And you're keeping those feet glued together, not rolling in those hips. So just from that outer glute, squeeze and lower, warming it up. So there's this tiny little muscle here, the glute med and minimus. So there's 2 that we're warming up, starting to activate. They tend to be a very lazy muscle, so I love activating these right off the bat. There are no holds and pulses in this one. We just get to roll over onto the left side to work that right booty in 3, 2, 1. So roll over onto that left side. Laying down on that left bicep, stack those knees, stack those feet. Make sure that spine is in neutral, so we're not puffing forward, we're not curled in that fetal position. And just that right knee, you squeeze with the right glute to open and then slowly lower. Again, placing that right hand on your lower back. You can place it on your hip or down to the floor, your choice. Good. Making sure we're not rolling in those hips. We want to keep them stacked the whole time. Notice there's some space underneath my ribs here, so we're not collapsing all the way down and shortening where our ribs and our hips are. We don't want to shorten that waist. I'm already short enough, so I don't need to get any shorter. We're working through that length, pulling that core in. We are almost done. We're going to roll over onto our bellies. We get to lay on that belly in 3, 2, 1. Roll over onto that belly, looking down on that floor. I want you to extend the arms down by your side, point your toes. So you're gonna reach nice and long through those toes, and then lift that pubic bone up again, just like that first move. And lift head and shoulders up, squeeze your glutes. If this is a lot for your upper back, just keep your upper back steady and focus on the lower body. Reaching through those toes, lifting it up. There we go, guys. Nice. Reach through those toes, squeeze those glutes. Pull that belly button in towards that spine. Can you reach the hands if you're lifting your torso up? Can you reach those hands with it, getting the entire body to engage? Whew. We get to come all the way up to standing. Just a second here. Pull that belly button in a little deeper towards that spine. We're gonna come all the way up in 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. We got a single leg deadlift here. So we're gonna go a little bit more stiff leg. We're gonna start with the left side. You're gonna float the right leg if you can. So you're gonna hinge forward from that left hip, floating the right leg out. Whew. And then as you squeeze, pull up, can you bring the right knee up with you? So you're adding a little bit of that balance challenge with it. Now if your balance isn't here on that left side, mine's a little wobbly today. So I'm just gonna prop my right foot up or back behind me, hinging from those hips, pushing the hips back, pulling the core in. And then as I come up to standing, I'm still gonna lift my right knee up, still challenge my left glute, but at least in the hinge forward, I have a little bit more stability. So take the option that feels good to you. I know with that Bala bangle on, that right leg's starting to feel it too. But I want you to focus on the hips. You're pushing them back, watching the left knee as you hinge forward. Don't let it cave in or bow out to the side. Point it forward. Knit that rib cage together. Woo! Squeeze with that hamstring and glute. Bring it all the way up. Nice job, everyone. Come on, squad. So we know this cue a lot. Bend and snap, just like Elle Woods. You bend and you snap, squeezing that glute forward. Great job, everyone. I see you guys, even though I can't really see you. We're gonna hold it over in 3, 2, 1. Hold it all the way over. Reach your right leg off of the floor if it's been supporting there. You can bring those hands to the center of the heart. Now that right leg, can you pulse it 1 inch up and 1 inch down? Oh yes. Get that little pulse here. Squeeze up from that right glute. Stabilize with the left. We go back to full range in 3, in 2, and 1. Good. Slowly bring yourself up. Woo! Drive that knee up. Can you hold at the top? Squeeze that glute, reset, and then bring it back down. I'm gonna prop my foot up for the last couple seconds of this move. Woo! We're gonna go into some single leg squats on this left side. I'm just gonna pivot. You're gonna stay on that left side in 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna take that left side out, or I'm gonna take my left side out to the side. Right leg, I want you to prop it out. We don't have a slider today, so it's gonna be a little different. We're gonna sit down into that squat. The right leg is just propped out, and you're gonna squeeze all the way up. The right knee can bend a little bit, but I want the whole focus to be on the left leg. So I'll turn from that side view. Push the hips back, keep your chest lifted. You're pushing that booty back, you're sinking into that heel, and you're coming all the way up. Squeeze the glutes forward. Now we'll talk about that form here for a little bit. As we come up to the top, try not to push your hips forward so you don't feel the lower back. I want you to just stop to where that hip flexor goes. So it's to there, so shoulders, hips, knee, ankle stacked. And then from the front view, you want your hip to be right behind that knee. There you go. Keeping that chest lifted, pull the core in, squeeze the glutes up. Whew, I'm sweating, guys. You should be feeling it all through that left glute, maybe into that hamstring. Thank you. All that form tip. Pressing that weight down into that left heel. I love to say push with the tush. So when you press with that heel, it pushes with the tush to bring you all the way up. Good. As always, we get to hold it down nice and low in 3, 2, 1. Hold it down nice and low. Sink into that heel. Check in with your knee for me. I know I'm gonna distract you a little bit from this hold. Make sure that knee points forward. There you go. Now that right leg, we're gonna bring it in. Tap it in and tap it out. Woo! That little distraction here, moving that right leg in and out. Can you stabilize through those hips? I'm feeling that burn. It's starting to hit my quad. So maybe I need to check in, push that booty down a little bit further or back. Maybe I need to bring my chest up. Check into what feels good for your body. That's gonna send it right back to that glute. Woo, my quad likes to overdo it here. But we're almost done with this one. We're gonna go directly into the right leg, into those single leg deadlifts in 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Woo, shake out that left leg. Those ballas start to kick in really quick. Okay, right leg is down. Single leg deadlift, just the micro bend. This leg's a little bit stronger for me, so I can lift that left side. And then as I come up, we're still lifting that left knee up, squeeze with the right glute. There's that bend as you hinge forward. Nope, my balance isn't here today. And then squeeze, push the glutes forward, drive that left knee up. Pushing the hips back. So the hips do go back, not quite like a squat, so we're not squatting down. We're getting length through the hamstring and then driving with the glutes to bring it forward. Drawing the belly button in the whole time. So it's not about how low you can bend over. I want you to go to where your lower back, your core will let you. It's different for everyone. Whew. I'm sweating, guys. I'm already tired. We're like 11 minutes in. We're gonna hold it over in 3, 2, 1. Hold it over for me, hinging it over. Float that left leg, pull the belly button in. Hands can come to the chest. You're gonna take that left leg and pulse it up and up. Tiny pulses, squeeze that left glute. Deepen the belly towards the spine. Take a rest if you need to, but we're gonna come all the way back to full range in 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly standing up, lifting that left knee up with you. Squeeze that right glute, get that stability, and then hinge it back over. Maybe take that prop up, and then squeeze. Push those hips forward as you drive the knee. Beautiful job, squad. I'm gonna pivot. We're gonna go into that single leg squat in 3, 2, 1. So pivoting on that right foot, left leg's gonna go out to the side. Now we're not gonna worry about it too much. It can bend with you, but you're pushing that booty back, sitting into that chair, driving up from the glute to lift you up. Left leg is just hanging out there. We don't have a slider today, so we're not gonna worry about that foot sliding in and out. But from the front view, again, everything stays in line, as if the right side of the body is sliding down a wall. You're pushing from that heel to lift you up. Core's engaged, chest is lifted. From that side view, notice my knee never goes over that ankle, those toes. It pushes back. Whew. Like you're trying to take that seat, you're trying to find that seat. Can't find it, can't find it, can't find it. So you push with the tush to bring you all the way back up to standing. Squeezing the glute up at the top. I love coming all the way up to the top of that move. So you get that extra little booty squeeze. Pulling that belly button in towards that spine. Nice job, everyone. Chest is lifted so the collarbones are open. Knitting the rib cage together so the back is always in neutral. Woo. My hip likes to jut out to the side a lot, so constantly correcting to bring it back in line. Almost done with it. You got that variation coming up. Woo. We get to hold it down nice and low in 3, 2, 1. Get low in that squat. You're gonna take that left leg, tap it in and out, stabilizing through that right side the whole time. Woo. Pull the belly button in. Check in with those ribs. They like to flare and the back likes to bow. So can you pull that belly button in towards that spine? Nice job, everyone. Good. Woo. We get to change up here. We're gonna do some squats, standing up nice and tall in 3, 2, 1. Stand up nice and tall. We're gonna have those feet about shoulder width. And we're gonna combo it, get a little bit of cardio. So you're gonna squat down. As you stand up, you're gonna lift one leg out to the side. Then squat down, other leg lifts out to the side. Think of those clams that we did earlier. So we're kind of layering all those pieces together. Those clams we did earlier where we use the outer glute to lift the leg away from the body. Using that single leg squat, pushing those hips back. So as you stand up, try not to just throw the leg out there and do this weird thing. We want to focus on the glutes, activating, stabilizing, then lifting. Core's engaged. Bring it back down. Yes, and then bring it up. lift out to this side. I'm burning right along with you guys, okay? Knit that rib cage together, lift that leg, alternating from side to side. Guys, we're about halfway done with that workout. We're gonna bring it down to those knees. Woo! It sounds easy, but it's not going to be. It never is. Bring it down to those knees in 3, 2, 1. So this is kneeling quad stretch. I love this one because it works the butt so well. So my knees are hip width distance apart. So this hip width distance, not this hip width distance. Toes go straight behind me. I want you to lengthen that tailbone so you really feel the glutes squeeze, core engage. Shoulders, hips, and knees are gonna stay stacked as I lean it back. Woo! And then bring it right back up. So you feel the stretch in the quads, yes. And then you feel the glutes, hamstrings, core holding you up, controlling you back and forth. You can reach those arms out in front of you, kind of that nice little counterbalance like you're waiting for someone to grab you. But you're lifting that pubic bone up to really protect the lower back, keeping that core engaged. Can you feel that booty? I feel both. My hamstrings are starting to kick in. Woo! Draw that belly button in towards that spine. Woo! Okay, we get to lay down next. It's gonna get kind of nicer, just like we did with those clams. So we're gonna start with the left side, laying down on the right side completely in 3, 2, 1. So lay down on the right side. I want you to rest your head down. Bend the bottom leg. So the right knee is gonna be bent to that 90-degree angle. Left leg, I want you to extend it out in front of you. Flex your foot as you sweep it back. Point your toe as you sweep it forward. So you're getting this flexion and dorsiflexion through your foot. I tend to always feel a little bit of a stretch in my hamstring as I sweep it forward. Now, just like we did at the beginning of class, think of where your hips are in space. Making sure they're stacked, you can place that lower hand or that hand on your lower back to check in with those hips. Your left foot is in line with your hip the whole time. So we're not gonna lift it up or down, that comes later. Flex the foot as you sweep it back, pull the core in, point the toe as you sweep it forward. A little bit of coordination for you. And then check in with your right ribs. Is there space underneath your ribs? That way you keep your spine in neutral. Pull that belly button in towards that spine. Woo. Guys, we get to make it a lot more spicy. We're gonna hold that leg underneath the hip, so it's gonna be in line with our whole body in 3, 2, 1. Bring it right underneath that hip, point that toe for me, and I want you to draw a circle backwards. So you're going to the left, then sweeping it forward to the right. It's small, no bigger than a lemon, not a Lululemon, just a lemon. Pull that belly button in towards that spine, good. Nice job everyone, knit that rib cage together. You're gonna switch the direction of that circle in 3, 2, 1. Switch the direction of that circle. So now we're sweeping it forward to the right. Woo. Pull that belly button in towards that spine. Last little bit is right here. Still got a little bit more with this left leg. We're gonna roll over onto the forearms. We have a glute kickback in 3, 2, 1. Roll over onto those forearms. Right knee is underneath the hip. Shoulders and elbows are stacked. You're gonna flex the left foot, curl the heel in. So that heel is nice and tight towards that booty. You should be feeling that that ankle weight about now. And lift that leg up and down. I want you to stay at the top range of this motion, of this move. So we're not gonna drop the leg all the way down. We're gonna start about hip height and go just a little bit higher than hip height without rolling into the right hip, without overarching the back. So check in. If you look down, if you look at your knee and hip, they're in line. You're lifting that left hip up and down just a teensy bit. The tighter you curl that heel in towards the booty, the more you're gonna feel your hamstring engage. Nice job, everyone. Good. Stick with it. Squeeze up from that glute. Pull that belly button in towards that spine. Whew. How we doing, squad? I hope we're doing good. There's no way for me to hear you. But we're gonna roll it over onto the right forearm in 3, 2, 1. So you're gonna keep that position, roll onto the right forearm, left hand props you up, extend the left leg. So you're in this weird little side plank. Now that left knee, you're gonna bend it into the left elbow and press it all the way out. Pull that belly button in towards the spine. There you go. So you're bending and extending the left leg. Woo! Little bit of that little froggy motion with the left. Check in with your core for me. Are you pushing your chest forward and dumping into that right hip? Can you press out of the floor and really pull the core in so you feel the left glute engage? Yes, yes you can. Woo! We're gonna go into the right leg. We got those leg sweeps on the right in 3, 2, 1. Woo! Lay down on that left side. Take a little sip of water as we go down. But you're laying on that left side. Left knee is bent to that 90-degree angle. You're gonna take that right foot in front of you. Flex the foot as you sweep it back. And then point the toe as you sweep it forward. You can bring that right hand to your lower back so you can check in with those hips. That's how I can tell if they're stacked, if my core is better engaged, we're not bowing forward. Nice. This is the last set of moves here. We do have a little quick burnout. Whew. So stick with me here. Keep that right foot in line with the hip. I know that 1 pound weight is really starting to feel it, but just shows you that 1 pound can do a whole lot of work. Whew. Squeeze as you pull the leg back. So can you feel the whole glute muscle pull back? Good. We get to hold that leg right underneath our hip. Those variations are coming in 3, 2, 1. Bring it right underneath that hip. Point your toe and draw a circle to the right, so behind you. About the size of that lemon. Not rocking in those hips, so we keep them steady. Pull the belly button in towards that spine. Good. Knit that rib cage together. Check in with the left ribs. Are they collapsing to the floor? Can you pick them up? Good. We're gonna switch the direction. Whoop. In 3, 2, 1. Switch the direction, so sweeping it forward to the left, depending on where you can think about it in space. Woo, how's that outer glute feeling? I know, it feels great. Mine's talking to me. We're gonna roll over onto those forearms, onto that left knee. Glute kickbacks is in 3, 2, 1. Roll over onto those forearms. Woo. Now shoulders and elbows are stacked. Left knee is underneath the hip. Curl that heel in towards that booty. Flex that foot. Press into those forearms. Press into that floor. Kick the heel up towards the sky. Remember, it's not a very big range of motion. We're staying at the top of the move. So we're only starting in line with the hip and then going just a teensy bit higher. If you look down through those forearms, look at your left knee. Make sure knee and hip are stacked. We're not pushing the hip out to the side. And you're curling that heel in. Really squeeze with that glute, with that hamstring. Knit that rib cage together. We're almost there, squad. Stick with me. Can you curl that heel in a little bit tighter towards that booty? Pull that belly button in towards the spine. Woo! Guys, we're yet to turn into that left forearm. Opening it up in 3, 2, 1. Turn onto that left forearm. Right hand props you up. Extend the left leg out. Woo! Here we go. We bend that right knee in. Extend it all the way out. Good. Knit that rib cage together. We're almost there, squad. Stick with me. Push out of those forearms. Try not to collapse. Keeping that leg lifted the whole time so that outer glute feels it. Squeezing the core. Woo! Guys, we're almost there. We're gonna finish how we started, in a bridge. But you know there's always something spicy coming with it. Always, always, always. Whew. Pull that belly button in. We're gonna lay down on our backs. Those bridges is in 3, 2, 1. Lay down on that back. Great job, squad. Let's finish strong here. Okay, so feet are hip width distance apart. Plant those heels. Tuck your tailbone. Squeeze the core. Knit the rib cage. Hands go down. Bridge your hips up and down. Just those simple bridges. Again, think of length through the tailbone, lifting that pubic bone up towards your sternum, towards that belly button, so you feel the core rather than the lower back. Oh, there's always fun stuff coming, guys. We're gonna hold it up in 3, 2, 1. Hold that booty up, squeeze those glutes, hands are down on the floor. Okay, this one's a tricky one for me. You're gonna bend one knee and extend it out towards the sky. Flex the foot as you lower. Point the toe as you lift. Notice the hips don't twist or drop, so only go as far as your leg will let you. Woo! Pull that belly button in. We're not here for much longer. We're gonna switch it to that left side in 3, 2, 1. Bend that right knee, bring it down. Reset those hips. Bend the left knee in, extend it up. Flex the foot as you lower, stabilize those hips. Point as you lift. Flex as you lower. Point as you lift. We're almost there. Breathe through it, squeeze up from those glutes. You're gonna drop the foot down in 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, keep that booty high. Lengthen that tailbone, pull the core in. Last bit here, you're going to lift up onto those toes and drop it down. Woo! Those little calf raises, woo! Can't talk anymore. Squeeze those glutes, lengthen that tailbone. We are almost there. Squad, we get to take that child's pose here. Resting it all the way down, hugging those knees in 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Lower yourself down. Hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Whew. We're going to take a quick little glute stretch here. So I want you to take that right ankle, cross it over the left, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, extend the left leg up towards the ceiling, and pull in a little bit. So you feel the hamstring, you feel that glute. Whew. Letting that breath calm down. Switching sides, so left ankle over the right thigh. Extend the back, or that right leg. Feel the back of the leg, that hamstring, left glute stretch. Good. Bending those knees, rolling on up. Taking any other stretches you feel like you may need. Comment, like, DM if you have any questions, and join us on the Micro Squad. We have plenty more Bala workouts there, and we'll see you next time.